League BNP at loggerheads over India remarks. Experts doubt city corporation action to check dengue. Fishermen of coastal regions getting good catch of Hilsha. Those were the headlines. This is ATN News. Good evening, viewers. This is Nafisa Nawal with English Bulletin. India never interferes in Bangladesh's internal affairs. BNP is deadlier like that of dengue. Both dengue and BNP are the enemies of the country. Awami League General Secretary and Minister of Bridges Obadul Qadir made the remark at the dengue awareness program in Robindro Sorobor of capital Dhanmondi on Saturday morning. He at that time said the country has two prime enemies. One is dengue, another is BNP. Dengue is a threat to people and BNP is a threat to the country's democracy, security and non-communal ideology. Both need to be resisted in unison. Meanwhile, BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said if India gives its support to Awami League, ignoring people's opinion, that will be a threat for this region. He was talking to the journalists after paying homage at Zia Rahman's grave in the capital's Shere Bangla Nagar on Saturday morning, marking 43rd founding anniversary of Swechhasevok League. Talking on the India's diplomatic message to US, the BNP leader said the statement of India is unfortunate and unexpected. There is no apprehension that radicals will come to power in Bangladesh. If India remains unmoved in its stance, that will not be good for this region, he added. In another program in the capital, Mirza Fakhrul said the government will be held responsible if anything happens to Khaleda Zia in confinement. Welcome back. You're watching ATN News with English Bulletin. People of the country have turned their face off from the movement of BNP, said Minister for Information and Broadcasting Dr. Hassan Mahmood. On the other hand, DMP Commissioner Khandakar Ghulam Farooq was tougher against the anarchists, saying that will be curbed with an iron hand. They made the comment while addressing a discussion marking the 48th martyrdom anniversary of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, at Rajarbagh Police Lines Auditorium in Dhaka on Saturday morning. The DMP Commissioner urged police force to take tougher stance to resist the misdeeds of the anti-liberation forces ahead of the next general election. The Information Minister said the ill attempts of BNP to put pressure on the country using the foreigners have failed. Both Dhaka North and Dhaka South city corporations have undertaken different programs to check spread of dengue, as onslaught of dengue is seen from the very beginning of this year. The action program includes house-to-house combing operation, spraying larvicide and spraying of biolarvicide named BTI. However, the action programs of both the city corporations have failed to check breeding of mosquitoes. The experts are of the opinion such initiatives of the city corporations and the concerned ministries have not brought any result. Rather, the number of mosquitoes increased and or decrease naturally. The entomologists consider many initiatives as ridiculous and unnecessary. They said misinformation is given about the birth time and breeding of Aedes mosquito. They demand combined initiative to resist action of some dishonest people in this regard. After experiencing inclement weather, the fishermen of the coastal regions of the country are having good catch of hilsha. Huge stock of hilsha is seen at the largest hub of Cox's Bazar. The fishermen said they are getting hilsha in their net both from coast and the deep sea. Fishermen of Burishal and Potuakhali are enjoying a very good catch of hilsha at the estuary of rivers including River Meghna. Due to such catch, the price of per hilsha has gone down at least Taka 300. Hilsha are now being sold at a price of 700 to 1,500 depending on the size. The buyers are now feeling a little bit relieved. The fishermen, however, demand adjustment of 65 days ban with the neighbouring countries. Now a short break. We will be back soon with Denmark and Netherlands get US not to supply F-16 to Ukraine. Neymar in Brazil's 23-men squad for World Cup qualifier. You're watching ATN News. This is News with English Bulletin. The unexpected price hike has made the commodity market situation unstable. Market syndicates jugglery with price has made the life miserable for common people. Prices of eggs, onion are on the rise. Fish and meat prices are also high. Vegetable prices are also not low. Eggs are being sold at a high price in several markets, whereas it has been fixed as Taka 12 just 5 days ago. Although there is sufficient supply of vegetables in the market, the residents of the capital have to pay more to buy all kinds of vegetables. There is no vegetable under Taka 60 except for potato and papaya. Sonali chicken is sold at high price. Tilapia and pangash were the top choice of fish for low-income people due to low prices, but now they are not getting it in low price. Buyers demand round-the-clock monitoring in the market. Now news from around the world. The United States has approved sending F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine from Denmark and the Netherlands to defend against Russian invaders as soon as pilot training is completed, a U.S. official said on Thursday. Ukraine has actively sought the U.S.-made F-16 fighter jets to help it counter Russian air superiority. Washington gave Denmark and the Netherlands official assurance that the United States will expedite approval of transfer requests for F-16s to go to Ukraine when the pilots are trained. The official said, "We welcome Washington's decision to pave the way for sending F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine," Dutch Foreign Minister Wopke Hoekstra said on messaging platform X, formerly known as Twitter. "Now we will further discuss the subject with our European partners." Denmark also said providing Ukraine with the jets would now be discussed. China has launched air and sea military exercises around Taiwan to send a stern warning to separatist forces on the island state following a recent visit by Taiwan's Vice President William Lai to the United States. The People's Liberation Army's Eastern Theater Command which has responsibility for the area around Taiwan, said in a brief statement on Saturday morning that it was carrying out joint naval and air combat readiness patrols around Taiwan. The patrols and exercises serve as a stern warning to the coalition of Taiwan independent separatists with foreign elements and their provocations, the spokesperson said, according to Xinhua. State broadcaster CCTV reported that missile-equipped vessels and fighter jets were involved in the operation and that units worked together to stimulate the surrounding of Taiwan. The United States, South Korea and Japan are going to sign a new agreement to strengthen their military and economic ties. US President Joe Biden, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida agreed on this at the Camp David summit on Friday local time. Joe Biden thanked South Korean President and Japanese Prime Minister at the conference and said that the two countries are essential allies of the US and America's commitment to both countries is ironclad. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said the summit reaffirmed that the cooperation between the three countries will bring security and prosperity to the people of the countries, the Indo-Pacific region and the world. In the face of China's rise and North Korea's nuclear threat, countries are seeking to increase their cooperation. A state of emergency has been declared in the Kelowna city of British Columbia province due to the severity of the wildfires. The country's officials have warned that the situation could become direr in the coming days of summer. Canada is burning in a terrible wildfire. More than 1,000 wildfires are burning across the country. Fire has spread out from British Columbia to Quebec. Thousands of people are fleeing from different cities to save their life. About 20,000 residents are leaving the northern city of Yellowknife by air and road. About 25,000 people in British Columbia are being evacuated to escape the wildfires. The fire has already damaged some infrastructures in the western part of the Kelowna city. Yellowknife city is also in pretty bad shape. Firefighters are struggling hard to douse the fire in the western region. Now, sports news. Brazil has announced 23 men's squad, including Neymar, for first two rounds of 2026 World Cup qualifier. Neymar was summoned by new Brazil coach Fernando Diniz on Friday for the initial two rounds of South American World Cup qualifying next month. Brazil will take on Bolivia on September 8 in Belém in the Amazon region and will face Peru 4 days later in Lima. Neymar left Paris Saint-Germain this week to play for Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal. He did not play in Brazil friendlies earlier this year. Diniz spoke to Neymar and said at the news conference the striker was very willing to play for the national team. India beat Ireland by 2 runs in the rain-interrupted first T20I match through DLS method. In the opener of the 3-match T20I series, Indian team showed their dominance over the Irish team with 1-wicket win over the hosts at the Malahide on Friday. Jasprit Bumrah returned as the man of the match after 11 months on the sidelines due to a severe back injury. Before ending the bulletin, the top stories once again. Awami League BNP at loggerheads over India remarks. Experts doubt city corporation's action to check dengue. Fishermen of coastal regions getting good catch of Hilsha. Denmark and the Netherlands get US nod to supply F-16 to Ukraine. Neymar in Brazil's 23-man squad for World Cup qualifier. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us.